So you may have seen the title, that may have enticed you in. So this is the plant diet and why I don't advise it. So just to make clear, I'm not anti-plant, right? But there is a difference between eating plants and basing your whole entire diet on them. So many people go to it for health reasons, but often then experience like fatigue, gut issues, bloating, nutrient deficiencies over time, the more that they stay on a plant diet. And I'm gonna break down here and explain why that biologically this happens, and it's not just my opinion. This is actual scientific fact on why plants aren't as efficient for health as plants and animal meats are. Yeah, so I still include plants in my diet, and I still include plants in every single client's diet because they're healthy. But I also do truly believe that animal meats are healthy as well. So plants contain nutrients, but they're not always absolute forms. So for example, iron is not heme iron, and therefore it's poorly absorbed. So some zinc and some calcium and B12 are also the same. They're not absorbable forms, basically. And essential nutrients that are fat soluble, like vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin K2, these are harder to absorb without animal fats combined with them. And vitamin A in carrots, which is beta carotene, which needs to be converted by the body into vitamin A. Not everyone converts this efficiently, especially if you have thyroid or gut issues. So plants naturally produce defense compounds to protect themselves as well. So this is the likes of lectins, oxalates, and phytates. So these can block absorption of different minerals like we've just discussed previous, and these can also irritate the gut lining and contribute inflammation and maybe even lead then to leaky gut in the future. Again, I've got a leaky gut video, so you can go and look at that if you don't know what I'm referring to as leaky gut. And plant proteins, because you might be thinking, well, there's protein in plant, so I want to eat more plants and go to more plant-based diet because you can get sufficient protein from it. So let's just break that down. So plant proteins are firstly incomplete, right? And they're missing key amino acids, and they are less digestible. And so you often need large amounts of plants in order to meet your protein needs, basically of 1 gram per pound of body weight. And then this leads to eating high amounts of carbohydrates because plants are predominantly carbohydrate based, and this can spike blood glucose levels. Again, I've got a blood glucose video that you can refer back to about that. And this contributes to insulin resistance over time. So if you're trying to get sufficient protein from plants, you're going to have to eat a lot of plants. This is going to push your calories higher, push your carb intake higher, and potentially give you a lot of blood glucose spikes across the day. And then if we look at animal meat, so animal proteins are complete. They're easily absorbed. They support muscle tissue, hormone, and enzyme health. So constant carbohydrates will lead to your blood sugar elevated, as I've just said. And many vegans or vegetarians end up unintentionally under-eating protein and overeating processed carbs because they want to eat more and they want to eat more plant-based stuff. So they then go to fake meats and plant-based products, which are incomplete proteins and incomplete foods, and they are actually processed foods. So they're actually not as healthy for the human body as we actually think that they are. So to round up, plants aren't inherently bad. They're definitely not. But 100% plant-based diet isn't optimal, in my opinion, for people long term. And I've seen more healing, hormonal balances, and gut issue recovery happen when people reintroduce quality animal meats. And that's anecdotally what I've seen through my coaching. So if you are somebody who maybe is on the fence, then just take this into consideration. I'm not saying that all these symptoms you will experience them. You may not do for the first year, but maybe after 4 years you might do. But in my opinion, animal meats are one of the most complete whole foods that there is, and we should be consuming these to stay more efficient and internally healthy. So drop your opinion in the comments below. I'd love to know your opinion. And if you want to have a bit more of a discussion about this or ask me any further questions, you can find me on Instagram at Nathan_transcend. Thank you for listening.